I watched her laugh at me, standing there in front of everyone. She kissed me, but I already knew who she really wanted. Before dinner even started, I saw it. And today, I'll tell you exactly how betrayal tastes, and how karma never misses. If you've ever been betrayed, hit that like button, share this story, and subscribe to feel every twist of this shocking truth. I always thought I knew her, Leora Venus. My wife, my partner, the person I trusted with every part of my life. But sitting here, in this elegant dining hall, I realize how little I actually knew. Everything looks perfect from the outside, crystal glasses catching the soft glow of the chandelier. Laughter floating over polished silverware, the kind of setting people only see in movies, but inside me, there's a pit, a creeping unease that won't let go. She's laughing, yes, smiling with that effortless charm she's perfected over the years. But something in her eyes flickers, just a shadow of hesitation, a spark that doesn't reach me. I try to brush it off. Maybe it's nerves. Maybe I'm overthinking. But then I notice at her glances, quick, almost imperceptible, but unmistakable. She looks past me, sometimes brushing her hand against someone else's arm a fraction too long, leaning in just a little too close when she laughs. It's subtle, but it gnaws at the edge of my mind. And me, being the kind of person who notices the small things, can't unsee it. I replay the moments before dinner, the way she hesitated in the car, checking her phone more often than usual, the slight tension in her voice when I asked about her day. I even remember the way Riven Solace's laugh carried a little too easily when she joined him near the appetizers. It was innocent enough on the surface, but inside, I felt the sting. Something was off. I could feel it in my chest, a tight, insistent warning. I tell myself to calm down, that I'm imagining things, but deep down I know better. Betrayal doesn't scream, it creeps. It whispers. It hides behind smiles. And my gut doesn't lie. There's a story unfolding right in front of me, and I'm just waiting for the final page to be turned. Yet I keep my composure, laugh at her jokes, raise my glass politely. All while my mind catalogs every small sign, every fleeting glance, every slight brush of skin. I can feel the tension coiling tighter with every passing second. The room is full of people, but I feel isolated, like I'm the only one who sees what's really happening. She's brilliant at hiding it, charming everyone around, while I sit here, aware, calculating, holding on to that quiet knowledge that everything is about to change. And just like that, before the dinner even officially begins, I already know the truth. I already know where her heart isn't. I already know who she kissed. The more I watch, the more I notice the little things, subtle, fleeting moments that make my stomach twist with unease. Leora laughs at something Riven says, her hand brushing his almost accidentally, or maybe not so accidentally, against his arm. I catch the way her eyes light up for just a second when she looks at him, a kind of look reserved for secrets and private jokes. And I can feel it, a creeping tension that settles in my chest, cold and sharp. I want to look away, to pretend I don't see it. But I can't. I can't unsee the cracks in the picture-perfect evening she's trying so hard to paint. I remind myself to breathe, to stay calm. I tell myself I'm imagining it. But then there's the whispered, just a fleeting comment, a laugh shared that ends too quickly as she notices me looking. My heart jumps, not with anger yet, but with the quiet, knowing knowledge that I'm witnessing something I shouldn't have to. Every gesture, every glance suddenly seems loaded. The way she tilts her head, leaning toward him just slightly. The way Riven's hand lingers a fraction too long near hers when he passes the wine. These are small moments, yes, but they carry the weight of 1,000 unspoken betrayals. I replay everything that led me here. The way her phone buzzed earlier, the subtle hesitation when I asked if she had plans before the dinner, the faint nervous twitch she tried to mask. Each memory coils around the present, tightening a knot I can't ignore. I feel a rush of anger, but also an odd, cold clarity. This isn't just suspicion anymore. I know the truth before anyone else sees it, and that knowledge gives me a strange, bitter power. I try to mask it, smile politely, make small talk. Everyone else is oblivious. I'm the only one who can see the story that's unfolding, the silent betrayals hiding behind laughter and the clink of silverware. And as I sip my drink, I let my mind wander, imagining the moment when this charade will shatter. I can feel my pulse quicken, a mix of anticipation, dread, and something darker, something like a quiet, simmering vengeance. The tension coils tighter as dinner begins. Every laugh, every glance, every innocent touch carries double meaning now. The room is warm, bright, and seemingly harmless, but I can feel the undercurrent, a current only I seem to notice. The night is far from over, and already I'm counting every second, every beat. Knowing that the betrayal I sense in the shadows will soon step into the light, I am ready to see it, ready to endure it, ready to act. And then it happens. The moment I'd been dreading, yet somehow in a twisted way expecting. Leora leans forward with that practiced smile, her lips brushing mine in front of everyone. The room feels like it freezes for a heartbeat. I can hear the clinking of glasses, the murmurs around us. And yet it all feels distant, like I'm watching the world through a fogged window. My chest tightens. My mind races. My heart is a chaotic storm of confusion, disbelief, and the icy stab of betrayal. Her lips feel like the lie itself. Smooth, familiar, a betrayal wrapped in warmth. I taste the faint hint of perfume I thought was mine alone, and suddenly the pieces snap into place. The subtle glances, the lingering touches, the hidden smiles, all of it before dinner, all of it was real. And I knew. I already knew who she wanted. I already knew the truth she tried to hide. And now, here it is, wrapped up in a public act that humiliated me without her even needing to say a word. I fight to keep my expression neutral. I force a smile, a polite tilt of my head, a raised glass that feels like carrying a weight far too heavy. Inside, I'm burning. Anger courses through my veins, sharp and bitter. Every instinct screams at me to lash out, to grab the world's attention and show them the truth. But I don't. I don't, because I know the power is mine to wield later, quietly, perfectly. I let the kiss happen. Let the room applaud the illusion. All while my mind records every detail, the way Riven's eyes gleam as he watches from across the table. The faint flicker of triumph in Leora's smile that she thinks I haven't noticed. The world sees a perfect couple, a charming wife and devoted husband. But I see the truth beneath it, the cracks, the lies, the stolen affection. The room is bright, the chatter continues, the music plays softly in the background, and yet for me, time has slowed. Every laugh they share, every hand that brushes just slightly too close, is a dagger I feel deep inside. And still, a strange calm settles over me. I let the chaos of betrayal wash over me, acknowledging the sting, embracing the anger. Because knowing the truth gives me something they will never have: control. Karma is patient. And tonight, I watch, I wait, and I plan, because the story isn't over. The real twist, the one that will leave them gasping, is still ahead. And when it comes, it will hit harder than this kiss ever could. After that kiss, everything changes. The laughter, the chatter, the clinking of glasses, it all feels distant. Hollow, like it's happening in someone else's life. I sit there, frozen, trying to keep my breathing steady, trying to pretend the world is normal, when inside, a storm rages. The anger is raw, wild, and unstoppable, but so is the ache of betrayal. I feel it in every fiber of my being. The humiliation, the shock, the betrayal of trust I had given freely. I excuse myself, stepping out into the quiet of the hall. My hands shaking just slightly, the adrenaline making my heart pound in my ears. I can't believe she did this in front of everyone. I can't believe I smiled, raised my glass, and let her parade the lie like some twisted performance. But as the cool air hits my face, clarity begins to settle in. I know exactly what I saw. I know exactly what she's done. And more importantly, I know exactly what I will do. When I return, I can't help the tremor in my voice as I speak to her, not accusing, not yet, but sharp, cutting, and careful. Leora, I say, my words steady despite the heat in my chest. We need to talk. She flinches just slightly, the smile slipping for a fraction of a second, And I know she senses it, the first crack in her perfect facade. The room feels smaller now, every movement charged with tension, every glance a silent accusation. I let the words linger between us, letting the weight of what she's done settle into the air. My hands clench, not violently, but enough to let her know my control is fracturing. The betrayal is loud now, not in words, but in the storm behind my eyes. I don't shout. I don't need to. Anger doesn't have to scream to be heard. Every heartbeat says it for me, a quiet, simmering warning. And yet, beneath it all, a strange, bitter calm remains. The humiliation, the heartbreak, the rage their fuel now, sharpening my focus, strengthening my resolve. I see her carefully measured steps, the flicker of panic in Riven's gaze as he realizes I've seen more than they ever intended. I taste the moment when the truth will unravel. When karma will arrive, not as a shout, but as a quiet, undeniable force that leaves no escape. I leave the table with one last glance at her, a silent promise in my eyes. She may have kissed me, in front of everyone, but I already hold the power that will turn the tables. I am broken, yes, but I am also awake. And when the reckoning comes, it will be precise, sharp, and unforgettable. I leave that room with a weight in my chest, but it isn't the same weight as before. The raw, shocking sting of betrayal is still there, but now it's fused with something sharper, something deliberate. It's power, knowledge. I know what they've done, and I know what I can do. The kiss, the whispered glances, the stolen touches, all of it is recorded in my mind like a playbook. Every move they make, every false smile they offer, is fuel for the moment when karma will strike. I don't act rashly, not yet. I wait, watch, calculate, and notice how Riven Solace glances around nervously. His confidence slightly shaken by the subtle shift in the air when he realizes he's not as invisible as he thought. The aura is still, radiant, still smiling, but there's a faint edge now, a tension in her movements that wasn't there before. They don't see me, yet I see everything. Every lie is exposed in the space between gestures, every guilt written in the pauses they can't hide. I play it cool. I laugh when necessary, sip my drink politely, engage in conversation, all while letting my mind work in silence. I begin dropping small hints carefully, almost imperceptibly, letting others catch glimpses of the cracks in their facade. A raised eyebrow here, a glance at their interaction there, a casual question asked just right to make Riven falter. Every gesture, every word is a calculated move, a chess piece placed with precision. The thrill of control starts to replace the sting of betrayal. I feel it in my chest, that quiet, simmering satisfaction of knowing the truth and using it without ever losing my composure. I let them feel just the faintest ripple of tension, the invisible pressure of eyes that see too much. They think the night is theirs, that the world remains blissfully unaware of their deception. But I am patient. I am waiting. And patience is more terrifying than any confrontation. I replay the moments in my mind, imagining the eventual unraveling, the whisper of truth spreading. The subtle public exposure, the gasp of surprise when their secrets are laid bare. Each imagined reaction makes my pulse quicken, a thrill mingled with the sharp sting of past betrayal. The night stretches ahead, long and deliberate, but I am ready. Every second, every word, every gesture is leading to that moment when karma doesn't whisper its screams. And through it all, I remain calm, composed, almost invisible.
I am no
longer the betrayed husband. I am the silent force that sets the stage for the reckoning. The kiss was theirs to claim, but the victory will never be. I will wait, I will watch, and when the time is right, the truth will strike, precise, undeniable, and unforgettable. The moment arrives quietly, almost deceptively. The room is alive, with chatter, laughter, and the gentle clinking of glasses. But beneath it all, a tension lingers, invisible to everyone but me. I watch Leora and Riven, radiant and confident as ever, unaware that the tide is about to turn. Every gesture they make, every laugh shared, every glance exchanged, is now a testament to their hubris. They think they are untouchable. They think the truth is buried. But karma doesn't announce itself. Karma waits, patient and precise. I don't need to shout, to confront, or to demand attention. I let the pieces fall into place naturally. I smile politely, sip my drink, and casually steer conversations so that subtle hints reach the ears of those around us. A shared secret slips out almost by accident, a glance to telling, a comment that lands just right. The reactions are barely perceptible raised eyebrows, quick exchanges, but I see it all, record it all. The tension begins to ripple through the room, a quiet earthquake that only I can feel. And then it hits. Exposure is soft at first, almost delicate. Riven's confident grin falters, and someone repeats an offhand comment about his closeness with Leora. The subtle truths I've seeded bloom into whispers. Whispers grow teeth. Leora notices it first, the slight hesitation in conversations, the sudden awareness of eyes watching more closely than they should. I watch her carefully, noting the flicker of panic in her eyes, the tiny tremor in her smile, the realization that their carefully constructed illusion is crumbling. The room begins to shift. Friends exchange glances. Subtle gestures betray surprise, and the whispers spread like wildfire. Every stolen glance, every secret touch, every hidden smile is suddenly exposed in the soft light of reality. And through it all I remain calm, composed. The storm I once feared is now mine to watch, precise and unavoidable. Riven's arrogance cracks first, a brief flash of anger, then confusion, then shame. Leora's confidence collapses more slowly, a mask falling piece by piece as the room absorbs the truth. And I feel it, not triumph, not joy, not malice, but relief. A deep, bitter satisfaction that justice has its moment. They wanted to humiliate me, to parade their deception, to make me the fool. But now, the truth has turned the tables with surgical precision. I let it settle. The room quiets slightly, tension thick in the air, and I sip my drink one last time, savoring the taste of justice. Karma doesn't scream. Karma doesn't need to. It strikes silently, invisibly, and leaves nothing behind but the echo of inevitability. Tonight, I watch, and I know they finally understand that no betrayal goes unanswered. The room has settled into a quiet hum, the chaos of exposure now past, leaving only the weight of truth behind. I sit back, letting it wash over Mitha. Relief, the vindication, the strange emptiness that follows such a storm. Leora is no longer radiant. Riven no longer confident. The perfect illusions they carried so effortlessly have shattered, leaving them exposed, vulnerable, human. I once the betrayed. Now watch from a calm center, the eye of a hurricane I did not create, but now command. I feel a strange sense of closure, not because I sought revenge for the sake of malice, but because truth has a way of finding its balance. The betrayal was loud, public, and harsh, but karma, quiet and patient, delivered an echo far sharper than any shout or accusation ever could. I realize now that the power I held wasn't in confrontation. It wasn't in anger, it was in seeing, clearly, and waiting. In letting the universe take its natural course, while I remained steady, grounded, unbroken. I replay every moment in my mind, the kiss, the subtle glances, the whispered laughter, the tiny signs no one else noticed. Every memory, once a sting, now feels like a lesson. Reminder of how easily we can mistake charm for love, appearance for loyalty, comfort for truth, and yet I am not bitter. I am wiser, stronger. I carry the weight of what I've learned like armor, not chains. As I raise my glass one last time, I don't toast to revenge, I toast to clarity, to the truth that cannot be hidden, to the justice that finds its way even when patience is the only weapon. I feel a quiet pride, not in the downfall of Leora, or Riven, but in my own composure, in my ability to endure heartbreak and still rise unbroken. Karma has its moment, yes, but so do we. We have the courage to wait, to watch, and to act with purpose. And as the evening fades, I realize the final lesson. Betrayal is loud, but karma whispers back louder. It doesn't need drama to land. It doesn't need rage to strike. It moves quietly, inevitably, and it spares no one who underestimates its reach. I close my eyes for a moment, letting the emotions settle, letting the storm pass, knowing the night is ended. Not with my humiliation, but with my quiet triumph.